Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Holbrook. I am a taxidermist. I do various things. I got a guy that's missing today, so I'm going to try to do the best I can. We've got some traps here and stuff, and this is actually how everything gets started doing taxidermy. Is it comes down to getting the animal first. Is set traps where you shoot them, one of the two. I got a different variety of traps here. I got box traps. There's I forget what these called, fauna bear or
You're learning how to shoot. Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to take these balls. How old are you? And what grade? I'm going to 4. I'm going to 6. And I'm turning left in September. You're turning left? Yeah, I've been in September. That chair looks like you got shot. What chair? Oh, that chair. It might have did. There's this pot. He took the middle of it. There's this pot. There's like this pot. There's like these pots, a plastic and a clay one. And I always shoot them with my BB gun. One time.
Which one you want this time, big boy?
That's a lot faster. She's gonna run out of ammo. I don't know. I don't know if I'm holding back the camera. Stay over there. You need to put that up. Have fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Before we let you shoot the bows, we're going to go over a little bit of how bows got started and the different types of them. When they first started making bows, they cut down a tree, would whittle it down until they got down to something like this. This is called a stick bow. Just pretty much basic. They made strings out of a lot of different material. They might use hair out of a horse's tail or a lot of different things. Excuse me. And this is the way they were made for a long time. Now from the stick bows, they went to a recurve bow. Recurve bows are still made out of wood, still cut from a tree. They bowed the limbs more, and what that did was it gave it a lot more speed and energy behind the arrow, so they could shoot the animals from a farther distance than they could with the stick bows and more accurately. So that's what they call a recurve bow. From there, they went to compound bows, and in compound bows, there's a lot of different ones. Sort of more basic one is going to be what you're going to be shooting today. It's a Genesis bow. And then you can go clear up into the most fancy ones they make. This would be one of the more advanced compound bows. You can put a lot of different gadgets on these. There's a lot of different things you can buy. This is what they call a stabilizer here. There's all different lengths and sizes you can get on those. These are the sights. This is the rest. On the cams. There's a lot of different types on different bows. The cam is where you can adjust the draw length, and also the cams have a lot to do with how fast the bow is. There's all kinds of new ones they make, the fancier ones, the newer ones they get, the faster the bow shoots. So there's a lot of different things you can get into on bows, a lot of different kinds, different accessories. But these are this is what they call a compound bow. For people who don't want to shoot a compound bow, they can get into what they call a crossbow. Some people will tell you a crossbow isn't a bow because they're easier to shoot. Crossbows are designed more like a shotgun or a rifle. The stock is actually just like a shotgun or a rifle. You can have sights on them, or you can put a scope on them. What's nice with these is when you sight in a crossbow, it's sighted in. You don't have to practice with it every day. If you're going to hunt with a regular compound bow or a recurve bow or something, you need to practice with it, pick it up and shoot it once in a while. It's not something you can just go pick up one day out of the year and go out and hit what you're aiming at. If you want to hunt with something like that, you really need to practice with it. With these, once they're sighted in, you can put it up for a couple months, pick it up, and it'll still shoot in the same place. It's considered a bow still because it does have limbs and a string and cables like compound bow does, and the wheels. On these, when you shoot a regular compound bow, you have what they call arrows. The arrows on a crossbow are called bolts. It's a crossbow bolt. It's still an arrow, but they're a lot shorter, so they call those bolts. And again, there's a lot of different crossbows you can get also. And then you can even get into little things like this. This is called a pistol crossbow. It looks like a toy, but it's not. Even this, if you see one somewhere and someone's shooting it, even this can kill an animal or a person. It's not a toy. It definitely still has a lot of energy, but it still has the limbs and the string, and it shoots them out pretty fast. That's, like I said, that's what we call a pistol crossbow.
That kind of something as big as like a deer.
If you hit it in the right spot. They're like rabbits and squirrels and stuff, it would definitely kill them. Yours?
What's that string at the bottom of the board?
That's what you would put your foot through to cock it, because you have to be able to pull it back and cock it, and it's real hard to do, so you put your foot in there to hold it while you pull back on it with both hands. Your question?
Does the crossbow kick?
Yes, actually a crossbow, that's a good question. A lot of people don't realize that a crossbow kicks. When you shoot a crossbow, if you would have that right up against your face when you're shooting, have that scope against you, it'll cut you open. I actually had a customer in my store that did that. After I told him, do not put your face against the scope when you shoot it, he went outside and shot it and came back in and it was cut wide open and needed paper towels to stop the bleed. So yes, that was a good question. They definitely kick. Not as bad as a shotgun, but it has enough of a jump that it can hurt you if you have your eye against it.
Can you shoot a crossbow and see so we can see what it looks like?
Now, we don't have a target in here for that. We're going to shoot today for the upset bows. Okay, and he's going to explain the bow that you're going to be shooting today.
Genesis bow is a unique bow developed by Matthews, and what's unique about it is that it's made for any draw length. In other words, a small child that only has a short draw length, this bow will shoot that arrow. Full-grown man like myself, 30-inch draw, can still be shot. That's why this bow was chosen for the National Archery and School program. The Genesis bow was used and started in the late 90s, and it's actually gone wild across the country, the Archery in the Schools program. This bow, I'm going to talk about the parts a little bit. The yellow part, you guys know what the yellow part is? What is it?
Riser.
Riser, right. Blue part, limbs, cam, this is the cam, and this one has a wheel. What's this right here on the string?
Knocking point.
That's the knocking point, that's right. I'm going to ask you to come up here, and this is the arrow that's used, Genesis arrow that's used. What's different about it? One of the veins is a different color. That's called the index vein. The index vein, you're standing here, I'm going to ask you to straddle the line and come up here. And you start. You put the bow on your toe like this. Nobody picks up an arrow or shoots or anything until I tell them to. Okay? You put the arrow on the string, goes under the knocking point. The odd color always goes toward it. Okay? Now, when you're drawing the bow, I want you to use your index finger. These 3 fingers will be under the arrow, like this. Just the tips, not clear into your knuckles, just the tips of your fingers. And I want you to put this index finger in the corner of your mouth. With a bow, the important part is do everything the same. So you have to get your anchor point at the same release point every time. You put it in the corner of your mouth, and that's the way people get the same anchor point. And once you're at full draw and aiming, you softly release your finger just like that. And it goes. Should you drop an arrow while you're up here, pull out, do not pick it up. The instructors will pick them up. Just get your next arrow out of your quiver, and we'll go from there. You don't want anybody stepping out into the shooting lane. This is your, when you come up and choose your lane you want to shoot, you always keep your bow pointed towards the target. You always keep your arrow pointed towards the target. I want to see this, swinging around. I want to see it towards the target. Knock your arrow, under rest, and we'll draw and release. Any questions? Any left-handers? You're a lefty? There's 12. I want the first 6. Give me 6 right now. Okay, we'll pick the bows for you. There's 4. Spot, put the, where's the left? This is the left. Straddle the line, put the bow on your toe. Lefty, buddy. On here. You want a big one or what?
Pretty good.
Scales.
What if it does?
No, it won't hurt you.
The neck?
My thing in the chest and the arrow wiggled around. I got my hands.
What are you doing, Dad? Why didn't you video it?
I did.
Good shot. Good shot.
Good shot.
Shoot.
a kill shot.
Nose, you're going down.
Ooh!
Can you hit it in the nose on that one?
Nose, you're going down.
Can you hit it in the nose on that? Oh, dang it.
3 fingers under. Don't, Rogan, don't get it too tight. Slide them down just a little bit. Leave a little space there. There you go.
Man. No, I missed.
Remember how to use these?
I should have missed.
You throw a sidearm? You throw a sidearm? Go ahead. You throw this way, or you throw this way? How do you throw? Let me see. Okay. Just so you swing sidearm.
Fully good for making it.
Nothing for that one.
Still missed it.
How'd you miss that, Rogan? Now go for the pink one. The pink one. Whoa! Who else just saw that?
Saw what?
Like something went up and then went down.
There you go. Here, come down here by the water.
Oh.
A little too hard.
Bring it right over your shoulder. I name with this.
Alright.
And right when you get about right there, you let go of this button. Watch. You got ankle? Yeah. And I'll let go.
Pretty close.
One in, you try, okay?
Caught in seaweed? What'd you do that for?
Oh.
Right over your shoulder. Good job.
I'm trying to hit that pink again.
Were you aiming for that one?
No.
No?
I didn't aim at all.
Well, here, now we'll try it.
Sorry.